Hello everyone, this is Aaron Johnson with the Johnson iRacing team, bringing you a race today from Thompson Motorsports Park in Thompson, Connecticut. Thompson is a high-banked, 5/8 mile asphalt oval. Today we'll see 12, supposed to be 13, but it's going to end up being 12, excellent iRacing Advanced Legends Series drivers compete at Thompson Motorsports Park. Let's walk through the starting grid. Starting in position 13 in car 10 from Hampton, Virginia, that's Martin Works. Martin did not make the starting bell here, so Martin will be starting from the pits should he choose to start the race at all. In the 12 spot, racing out of Australia, is Natalie Arnold in the 13 car. Natalie's currently a regular in the Ferrari GT3 iRacing Challenge. Starting in the 11th spot, in car number 12, that's Marek Fraser, also from Australia. Marek did not make the starting bell as well. Marek currently a regular in the Fanatec Dirt Car Sprint Series. Starting in position number 10, that's Aaron Johnson in car number 4. Aaron's going to show up on your telemetry as the orange and white 4. On the racetrack, he'll be 00. Aaron is driving the Napa-sponsored Legends car. He's from Bailey, Colorado. Starting in the 9th spot, in car number 2 from Ohio, that's Harmon Sizemore. Harmon currently a regular in the Global Mazda CX-5 Cup. In the 8th position, in car number 11, from Texas, it's Jeff Moran. In the 7th spot, in the Axalta-sponsored car number 6, racing out of the Mid-South region, that's Jeremy Fisher. Starting in the 6th position, in car number 3, coming to us from the Carolinas, it's Dylan Brown. In the 5th spot, racing out of New York in the Logitech Legends car, that's Jill Loreno. Jill is a regular in the ARCA Menards series. Now, your top 4, starting in the 4th position in car number 7, racing from the Northwest, it's Timothy Connell. Timothy, also a regular in the ARCA Menards series. Starting in the 3rd spot, 2nd row inside in car number 9. That's the Wrangler Legends car of Tammy Zorns, racing to us from the Virginias. She is a regular in the NASCAR SK Modified Series. And on the front row now, starting on the front row outside, in car number 8, in the Hot Wheels Legends car, that's Nathan Kleeman. Nathan's going to show up on your telemetry as the black and white 8, but on the screen, he's going to be racing Hot Wheels car number 68. And on the pole, in the Axalta Legends car from the Mid-South region, it's Stephen Gates. Stephen, also a regular in the ARCA Menards series. Let's go ahead and join the action here as the pace car leads the field down the back straightaway. Gates, Connell, and Loreno, regulars in the ARCA Menards series. Tammy Zornis, also a regular in the SK Mod series. Some excellent talent here on the racetrack. The pace car's in now. Gates leads them to the line. A little bit of internet flicker. Gates hammers the throttle. They're underway here for 30 fast laps at Thompson Motorsports Park. Gates leads the field into turn number 1, goes down into the turn, followed by the 68 of Nathan Kleeman and Tammy Zorns in the 9. It's Gates, Kleeman, Zorns running 1, 2, 3. Gates extending the lead now over Nathan Kleeman with Tammy Zorns in 3rd. Following Zorn is Timothy Connell, Jill Loreno, and Dylan Brown. Aaron Johnson, who started in the 10th spot, stays in 10th at the end of lap number 1. Gates leads them into turn number 1 again. He's down into the corner following the higher line here. The line at Thompson Motorsports Park is up high. The best way to pass someone at Thompson is for him to make a mistake. It's really hard here. One groove track, narrow groove. Kind of hard to get a wheel under somebody. See there, Stephen Gates pulls the left front wheel off the ground. He's got a car that's got a lot of grip on the right side. It's Gates, Kleeman, Brown now moves up to 3rd. Jill Loreno drops to 4th. Aaron Johnson has moved all the way up to the 5th spot. Stephen Gates continues to lead, followed by Nathan Kleeman, Dylan Brown. Aaron Johnson moved up to 5th here. We've got Gates, Kleeman, Brown, Loreno, Johnson, followed by Natalie Arnold, Harmon Sizemore, Marek Fraser, Jeff Moran, and Tammy Zorn. It is Stephen Gates all by himself out front here, lap 4 of 30 underway, and Gates continues to lead in the Axalta car, extending the lead now over Nathan Kleeman. Let's walk back through the field just a little bit. We'll ride along with the 68 of Nathan Kleeman. Kleeman followed closely by Dylan Brown in the 3. Brown looks to the inside, Kleeman up a little high. Brown turns underneath. It's going to be Brown and Kleeman side by side. Brown trying to make the pass here. He's side by side with Kleeman. Backs off a little bit as they go into turn number 1 here to start lap number 5. It's still going to be Kleeman, Brown, then Aaron Johnson moves into the picture. Johnson now moved all the way from 10th to 4th. We're on lap number 5 of 30. It is Johnson now past Kleeman on the outside, so it's, past Brown on the outside. So it's Nathan Kleeman, Aaron Johnson, and Brown running 2, 3, 4. Johnson looks to the high side of Kleeman. Johnson pulls alongside on the outside here, trying the high line around. It's Johnson on the outside, Kleeman on the inside. They go into turn number 1. Kleeman slides up high. Johnson goes by on the outside. Aaron Johnson's going to move into second position here. It's going to be Gates, Johnson, Kleeman, Brown, Loreno on lap 6 of 30. Let's go back up front with Stephen Gates. Here we are on lap number 6. Stephen Gates leads the way at Thompson Motorsports Park. Let's see what's going on here with the 11 car. There seems to have been just a little bit of action. The 11 all banged up. He's in a little bit of trouble. I don't know what's happened with the 11 of Jeff Moran, but Jeff Moran is off the pace. Back up front with Stephen Gates. Gates continues to lead. Aaron Johnson now moves into the picture. It's Gates out front, followed by Johnson, Kleeman, Brown, Loreno. On lap 8 of 30, we are closing in on being a third of the way through. Stephen Gates continues to lead. He goes by a lapped car there. Looked like that was Jeremy Fisher. So it's Gates, Johnson, Kleeman, Brown running 1, 2, 3, 4. Gates leads them into turn number 3 now. Looks to the high side of the 11 of Jeff Moran. Gates out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway. It's still Stephen Gates with the lead. Gates leads the field as they go down the back straightaway now. Gates followed by Johnson. Johnson closing. Johnson now within about 3.5 car lengths. Stephen Gates with the lead. Aaron Johnson second. Nathan Kleeman running third. It's Gates, Johnson, Kleeman running 1, 2, 3. Gates continues to run a nice smooth line. Stays up high here at Thompson Motorsports Park in the preferred groove. Runs right along that preferred groove coming out of the corner down onto the straightaway. It's still Stephen Gates. Lap 10 of 30 is almost in the books. We are 1/3 of the way through this feature race at Thompson Motorsports Park. It continues to be Stephen Gates with the lead. Aaron Johnson closing again now. Johnson within about 3.5 car lengths here at the start of lap number 11. Johnson closes a bit more. Stephen Gates continues to lead. They're closing in on the lapped car of Merrick Frazier. Merrick running in 9th right now, but Gates continues to lead. Johnson now closing to within about 2.5 car lengths. Aaron Johnson closing ever so slightly here on Stephen Gates. Gates trying to handle the lapped car of Frazier. Johnson looks to the inside. Lap traffic coming to play here. Johnson makes the pass. They come down the front straightaway to start lap number 12. It's Aaron Johnson in the lead. Johnson takes the lead over Stephen Gates. It's Johnson, Gates, Kleeman, Brown, followed by Natalie Arnold. Johnson now extending the lead over Stephen Gates. Aaron Johnson running away from Stephen Gates at this point in time. Johnson has extended that lead to 3.5 car lengths. Aaron Johnson with a very quick Legends car here, the Napa Ford, running up front. Johnson, part of the Johnson iRacing team. The Johnson iRacing team has been in existence since June of 2020 and has to its credit about 100 feature wins across the street stock and Legends car series here in iRacing. Johnson has been fairly successful, currently ranking somewhere in the top 100 in the Advanced iRacing Legends Cup. Johnson looks good here. He comes out of turn number 2 now to go down the back straightaway. Johnson continues to lead. Stephen Gates hanging in there, though, only about 3.5 car lengths back. Gates is closed to within about a car length and a half now. Johnson out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway. He comes up on the lap car of Tammy Zorns. Johnson hoping that lap traffic will be his friend here again, as it was lap traffic that allowed him to get by Stephen Gates. Gates closes in the Exalta Ford. He's now within a car length and a half. They go down the back straightaway. It's still Aaron Johnson with the lead, followed by Stephen Gates, then Dylan Brown, Nathan Kleeman, and Natalie Arnold. Johnson to the outside of Natalie Arnold now, the outside of Tammy Zorns now, puts Zorns a lap down, comes into turn number 1. We are at the halfway point, 15 laps in. It's Aaron Johnson with the lead, followed by Stephen Gates and Dylan Brown. Johnson just a little better in traffic here than Stephen Gates has been. Johnson using traffic to extend that lead over Stephen Gates. Johnson now looks to the outside of the 2 of Harmon Sizemore. Johnson on the outside, Sizemore on the inside. They go down into turn number 1. Johnson completes the lap of Harmon Sizemore and now closes in on the 6 of Jeremy Fisher. Johnson trying to put Fisher a lap down. Johnson to the outside, Fisher on the inside. They go into turn number 3. Fisher drives into the corner hard, slides up, bumps into Johnson, puts Johnson up into the wall. Lap car puts the leader in the wall. Oh my, Aaron Johnson now gives up the lead. That's going to put Stephen Gates out front. Aaron Johnson will drop to second position. The lapped car of Jeremy Fisher shoves Aaron Johnson into the wall, and that means Stephen Gates is going to take the lead. It's Gates, Johnson, Brown, Kleeman. Those are the only cars now on the lead lap, as Tammy Zorns, the 5th place car, is 1 lap down. The 6 of Jeremy Fisher bangs the outside wall, heads off into the infield. Fisher's car beaten up now, and he is off the racetrack. Stephen Gates continues to lead over Aaron Johnson with Dylan Brown in 3rd, Nathan Kleeman in 4th. Let's hop back in the car with Johnson, see if he has any long-lasting damage. The car bounced off the wall pretty hard there, but it looks like he's running some pretty decent laps. He's just a long way back with 12 laps to go. Johnson continues to hold the 2nd place spot over Brown, who is in 3rd. Dylan Brown here in the 3rd place car, and Nathan Kleeman in that 68 is running in 4th. Oh, 68 and a crash. We talk about Nathan Kleeman. Terrible crash as he gets in to a lapped car as well. Nathan Kleeman in the 12 car also in the middle of this wreck. We've got the 12, the 13, and the 68 of Nathan Kleeman. Terrible crash there. That's going to put Nathan Kleeman out of business and move Tammy Zorns up to 3rd place. Right now there are 3 cars on the lead lap. Stephen Gates in 1st, Aaron Johnson in the 4 and 2nd, Dylan Brown in 3rd. Let's see if we can ride along here with Stephen Gates. Gates brings the car out of turn 4 onto the front straightaway, now drives down into turn 1. He's a little bit below the preferred driving line now. Rolls back into the throttle onto the back straightaway. Car a little bit loose as he comes out onto the back straightaway. He can see the lap car of Harmon Sizemore in front of him as Gates continues to lead. He goes past the wrecked car of Nathan Kleeman. Kleeman now 2 laps down and headed, it looks like, for the pits. A little bit of action in front of him as well with Harmon Sizemore. Harmon Sizemore looks like he might have disappeared from the racetrack in that accident. Makes me wonder if Sizemore has hit his incident limit. The 5 car of Jill Loreno has also exited the field. Timothy Connell now running in 7th, 1 lap down. That's right in front of Stephen Gates. Gates comes out of turn number 4 onto the front straightaway, goes to the outside of Connell, now looks to the inside. Connell not giving Gates any real room here despite being in a beat-up race car. Come on, man. The leader's behind you. Obey the blue and yellow flag and get the heck out of the way. Here we are, 7 to go. Stephen Gates still leads as he brings the car into turn number 4 and out onto the front straightaway. 6 to go this time by Stephen Gates, followed by the 4 of Aaron Johnson. Let's crawl in with Johnson now in the Johnson iRacing Team 00 car. Johnson onto the front straightaway. He's about 7.5 seconds back. He is closing, but he's not closing fast enough. There's no way he'll make up 7 seconds in 6 laps. So it's Johnson in 2nd, followed by the 3 car of Dylan Brown, who's running 3rd. Brown right at the tail end of the lead lap. He's hoping to hold off Stephen Gates as he comes out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. But it's Stephen Gates with the lead here as we ride along. You can see Dylan Brown's red and white car just now exiting turn number 3 as Gates comes into 3 now on his way into turn number 4, looking underneath that lapped 68 Hot Wheels car of Nathan Kleeman. This is the view from above. Now taking a look at the 1 of Stephen Gates. The 1 of Stephen Gates closing in on the 68 of Kleeman. The 1 looks to the inside. Kleeman stays high. 1 goes down low. Stephen Gates now passes Kleeman coming out of turn number 4. There'll be 3 to go this time by. This is Stephen Gates' race to lose. Aaron Johnson running 2nd. Dylan Brown 3rd. Gates continues to lead coming out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. It's Stephen Gates with a wide lead over the 2nd place car of Aaron Johnson, followed by the 3 of Dylan Brown. Gates, Johnson, Brown running 1, 2, 3, but this is the Stephen Gates show. 2 laps to go this time by. Stephen Gates now closes in on the lapped car of Marek Frazier. Frazier 6 laps down. Gates out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway. He follows the 12 of Frazier into turn number 3. Gates with a lot of internet lag here. Hopefully that car will not disconnect from the server. If he does, that'll throw the race into Aaron Johnson's lap. Now, you take any win you can get in iRacing, but you always want to win by passing somebody. Marek Frazier down to the inside here. White flag for Stephen Gates. 1 lap left this time by. Gates to the outside of Frazier. Out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. It's Stephen Gates with a big lead. 6 seconds over Aaron Johnson. It's going to be Gates coming into turn number 3 now. Nice and smooth. Roll into the throttle. Come out of turn number 4. Keep the car off the wall. Stephen Gates is going to take home the checkers here, followed by the 4-car of Aaron Johnson, which would actually be the 00. The Johnson iRacing team, Napa Ford. In third spot, car 3 of Dylan Brown. Tammy Zorns finishes 4th. Jill Loreno comes home 5th. In the 6th position is Timothy Connell, followed by Harmon Sizemore in 7th, Nathan Kleeman in 8th, Marek Frazier in 9th, and Natalie Arnold will round out your top 10. But up front, the winner today was Stephen Gates. Well, one of the things that we learned today, folks, is that you never trust lap traffic. Aaron Johnson had a nice lead. Lap car put him up into the wall, and that meant Stephen Gates took the lead. Gates ran a great race from that point on. Nice, smooth, and consistent, navigated traffic well, and earned a well-deserved victory. For the Johnson iRacing team on the Johnson iRacing Network, this is Aaron Johnson saying, go fast, turn left, have fun.